we're not remiss here. We're not going to lose sight of what's happening in the Panhandle. I suspect folks in that area are much more concerned with their well-being, their homes, their livelihoods, than they are what's happening at the corner of Wall and Broad. Hurricane Michael is about to make landfall as a Category 4 storm, so this thing sort of snuck up on everybody. On the phone with us is Florida gubernatorial Republican candidate Ron DeSantis. We did call his Democratic opponent, Andrew Gillum, who was unavailable, but we hope to reach him as well. We put out calls to Governor Rick Scott as well. Congressman, your thoughts on this and the surprising number of Floridians in that region who have not evacuated and have no intention to?
Well, I'll tell you, Neil, this is kind of the opposite of Irma. If you remember last year, Irma was menacing for almost like a week and a half. We didn't know where it was going to go. Everyone knew it was going to be a big storm. Fortunately, when it got closer, it did peter out a little bit. I mean, it was still serious, right, but it slowed down. This is the opposite. It kind of snuck up on people. A week ago, nobody was talking about this. All of a sudden, we saw it, and then it's gotten more intense. So this is going to be a very serious storm. People were advised to evacuate those coastal areas. Most did, but some did not. And at this point, the governor is telling people that you're not going to be able to get out safely, so you just have to hunker down and hope for the best. But it is going to be real significant storm surge, and then obviously Category 4 winds hitting the coast there in northwest Florida.
I'm just curious, too, Congressman, with this 9 to 14 feet of flooding that they expect and the fact all of this is pre-high tide, which comes later tonight, that could be a double whammy.
Without question. And if you look at where this storm surge would be, obviously it's not going to get that high throughout the entire Big Bend area, but you're looking at storm surge right north of the Tampa Bay area and Pasco County, up that coast, all the way through the Big Bend, and then all the way over into Pensacola and Alabama. I mean, that's a huge stretch that's going to experience significant storm surge. And, of course, the Apalachicola area, you know, they could get 10 to 12 feet, which is just that's clearly life-threatening storm surge at that level.
Why do you suspect so many didn't evacuate? Did they just sort of minimize this? Maybe they remember Florence and the early reports of imminent threats even to the Gulf region, and they said it didn't happen, or a lot of storms in the past that were supposed to hit them didn't. Their memories are short, and they don't recall Irma. They don't recall some of these others. What happened?
Well, I think that this is one that just kind of snuck up on some people. Yeah. And then even when we knew that there was the storm brewing, heck, 2 days ago, I don't even think it had reached Category 1 status. And then all of a sudden we wake up, Category 1, then 3, then today it's a 4. So I think some people maybe didn't think it was going to get this significant because, look, if you're on one of those barrier islands, you know, the storm surge is obviously the real thing that threatens you. The wind at a Category 1, most of those structures probably could withstand that. When you start getting to be a Category 4, I mean, you're going to have storm surge is going to threaten life, and then you're going to have the wind and the rain and the accumulation. So it is this is a mammoth of a storm.
You know, Congressman, as we have you here, apparently a lot of the key people who are looking at this from FEMA's point of view met with the president today, went over how bad this is or could get, that the entire area itself that is affected is actually bigger than the Gulf itself, which surprised me, and that they're preparing for a worst-case scenario here. Now, this is a fast-moving storm, but when they say a worst-case scenario, what are they talking about?
Well, I think they're talking about a very, very ferocious storm that has a direct hit in an area that could produce a lot of devastation, and then a wide-ranging storm surge that is really, I mean, if you calculated from, say, Pasco County all the way over into Alabama, I mean, that's hundreds and hundreds of miles of coastline there that can be affected. So it is going to be, it's going to have a lot of damage. And again, this is something that the people that got out did the right thing. If they didn't, they're going to hunker down now. But this is going to be, I think, stronger than anyone would have anticipated just 48 hours ago.
And, Congressman, this is probably a small worry in the scheme of things. And I don't even know if Florida had this deadline today for voter registration for the upcoming midterms. But would any of that have been affected by this or pushed back because of this?
So yesterday was the deadline. I think that at least some areas extended it for another 24 hours online. And so we'll just have to see, how that goes. But at the end of the day, I think that most folks are going to be focusing on, if you're in that area, obviously safety. And then what I've been doing, because we're not really campaigning in light of this, we're doing a number of veterans events where we're doing supply drives. So we're having our veteran community come bring stuff. We're loading up a big U-Haul. And then once the storm passes and people get a sense of what's needed, we're going to drive in the U-Haul and distribute the supplies, the water, the food, the baby supplies to folks wherever it's needed in Northwest Florida.
All right, Congressman, thank you very much for taking the time. I know you are slightly busy. That is probably an understatement. Ron DeSantis, thank you.
Thank you.